often ask, why run mock scrapes in the summertime? And I'll show you right here. This is an actual scrape that a whitetail buck has made. All through the summer, going into the fall, these deer are making scrapes. They might not be noticeable to you right away just because they're not the real big scrapes that you're thinking of, but they're making scrapes all summer long. So we're going to come down here a little bit farther and we're going to put in our own scrape and hope that buck keeps coming through here and checking these scrapes. We're going to put actually stand around the corner here, and we're going to put a mineral site over there as well. So we're going to go down here and put this scrape in, and I'll show you how I do it. Okay, so this is where I'm going to put this mock scrape at, and here's why. Right here I've got a branch that's leaning over this trail right here, and deer will make their scrapes on edges. So this is perfect. This is right on the edge of this trail. There's this limb that comes down. There's this nice dirt right here, and he's going to have to come through here. So all I'm going to do, I'm not going to touch it with my bare hands. All I'm going to do, I'm going to find a stick or something, and I'm going to scrape the ground like a deer would for a scrape. I'm not going to make it real big yet. I'm just going to get all that topsoil off of there. And then what I'm going to do is right here I've got BioBuck, nose down scents, and I'm going to put this down right now. And then in a couple of weeks I'll come down with scrape down, and I'll put some scrape down in here. But all I'm going to do, I'm just going to spray this down real good. And then I'm going to come up here to this limb, and I'm going to spray this limb down. And that's all I'm going to do. We'll probably put, there'll be a camera right over here because we're going to put her minerals right over here in her stand up probably, like the tree we chose probably 25, 30 yards from here. But that's all we're doing for mock scrapes. There's a scrape on the same trail about 45 yards away right now. So I want him to start getting in the habit of checking that scrape and then coming down and checking this scrape. And then once they really start scraping, then we'll come through and we'll check it more often, and we'll freshen it up. That's all I'm going to do. It's very important that you don't get any of your human scent. So actually, I've also got this bedding area, 51, nose down scents. I'm going to spray that over in here. Put them on some of these trees. Might come back over here and spray some on these trees, just so it gives more of a calming feeling to the deer since we just came in here. I know we sprayed down with our nose scent before we come in, but I still like to make sure that we have no human scent in here at all. So that's how I run my mock scrapes. And then I'll come through and we'll probably back out of this area, and we'll probably leave this whole area alone for about 2 weeks with a camera on it. Now we're going to put the mineral out, and depending on the ground, if the ground's really hard, I like to chop it up a little bit with a shovel or a stick or something and soften up the ground. And then I might put a little bit of water in a bucket and then mix some of the mineral in that water and then put it on the ground and pour the rest of the mineral over top of it. And the reason I do that is because the ground will absorb the mineral, and by breaking the ground up, if it's hard, and adding some water to it, it helps that ground absorb that mineral. That way it stays around longer. But right here where we're choosing, this area was recently dug up, so the ground and the dirt's real soft here. So all I'm going to do is just find a stick anywhere around here, and I'm going to make a little bit of a mineral site right here. We're putting out this Hammer Down mineral by Nose Down Scents, and if you guys haven't checked it out and gotten some, I suggest you do, because the deer are just tearing it up. So all we're going to do, and everybody does their mineral sites differently. Some people just come in, they find a log, pour it on the log, and that's perfectly fine. That log will absorb that mineral. But I like to use the ground, and all I'm going to do is basically chop some of this dirt up. Now I'm not going to get rid of this dirt like I did on the scrape. I'm going to keep some of this dirt in here, and all I'm going to do is get down here, breaking up some of this dirt. And what'll happen is this dirt will absorb this mineral. It'll go into the ground, and this is where you see where the deer will dig holes trying to get to more mineral that's in the ground. That's kind of how you keep them in the area. So now that I've got this ground all tore up right here, I'm not going to touch it. But I've got a decent sized area here, and I've got the dirt all mixed up here, and that's what's going to allow this mineral to soak into that ground. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to try and evenly space it out here. And I'll come back later, you know, in the next 2 weeks when we come through and we check trail cameras again, and I'll bring another bag and I'll freshen up some of these spots. But I'm not going to use this whole bag in one spot just because I don't have to. Now, if I was making a bigger mineral site like some folks do, then yeah, I would use this whole bag, but we're going to take this other half of this bag and I'm going to give this a week or two to really settle into the ground. And once it settles into the ground, I'll come back and we'll add more to it. But we're going to make our way down this trail a little bit, and we're going to put another mineral site out.